Hello, guys. Welcome back to DiasporaTales. This is a place where we share stories across continents and multiple time zones. I remain your humble host, Uchenna, and I have my co-host here.
Adora.
Oh yeah, Adora. Hey guys, we are happy to have you guys here today again, and it is story time. This is that segment where we pick one of your stories, right, to share your experiences. It could be something you're struggling with. It could be an experience you just want to share. Hopefully, somebody gets to learn from your experience. Somebody might be going through whatever you pass through, and you wanna maybe share your experiences and how you navigated
Yes.
through that. So keep sending in your stories. One day it might be your turn. It might be today. So Adora, what do you have for us?
Honestly, this is actually what this podcast is all about.
Mm-hmm.
This community is actually a place where we share stories. We actually have a website where we'll be posting the stories anonymously too,
Mm-hmm.
where you can randomly go read it. But honestly, this is a place where we learn via people's stories. You don't have to live through something to learn. You
Of
can always
course.
learn from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, this story is beautiful in a way that I myself I believe I learned something.
Okay.
It has to do with so aligning with things and people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and go through this story here. So
I can't
dun-
wait.
yeah. All
Let's see what
right,
we got.
okay. So hello DiasporaTales. Thanks for giving us a platform to air our stories anonymously. My story is a little lengthy. Please bear with me. I left the shores of Ghana to the US in 2018 with my husband and two kids at the time. We've had one more kid since then. Now, during our early years here, we did all sorts of jobs to survive while trying to find our feet. In a new country, it wasn't easy. However, I currently own a beauty store and I also run other small businesses on the side. I've been running these businesses for about 7 years now. That's a lot. Yeah.
7 years. Okay.
My husband, on the other hand, is still working a warehouse job where he earns very little. I
Wow.
try to push him.
Conflict.
Yes.
Conflict right there.
I try to push him to upgrade himself and get something better or maybe run one of my businesses, but his ego won't let him do anything I suggest. I tried many times to convince him to step up because our bills were getting higher and his income wasn't even covering 25% of the total bills monthly. Now, long story
Damn.
short, I divorced my husband in 2022 and got custody of our kids. I am not even seeking child support from him, but my whole family and his family has been calling me all sort of names for divorcing him. Truth is that he won the lottery that brought us to the United States, but does that mean I have to suffer nonstop with him when he clearly doesn't want to do the needful to provide for his family? The situation has pushed me away from our church because I feel everyone is judging me as evil for divorcing my husband. Truth is that I don't regret my decision because I gave him several chances and even brought several opportunities to him, but he ignored all of them and continued working at a warehouse. I want to hear or read the opinion of the members of this community about my situation. Should I accept my ex husband back even though he is still working at the warehouse? I'm sorry for the lengthy email. I pray my story gets picked on your next episode. Regards. So, I have a lot to say.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. So
I'm
this.
I'm humming
Uh,
because
oh man. I think our last episode we talked about marriages, right? And
yes,
this email, this probably was inspired by that episode. Because that is when you were reading it, when I saw that, I was like
that's why
conflict, conflict,
that's why I
conflict
picked
right
this
there,
one
conflict
because
right
it's
there.
actually in alignment to what we did. So I
Yeah,
try to
conflict
yes,
right there. So the man barely contributes 25% of the total bills.
you're even talking long. Wait,
So,
you're talking like when they're still together. Do you know what piqued my interest?
oh no.
She's considering taking him back, even though he's still doing what made them divorce in the first place. Like he's not even
Because she is
upgraded.
listening to what people would say, what people are saying, the judgments from family back home in Africa, the church people, looking at her like she's evil. She said something like that, right? The church people were looking at her like she's evil.
Yes.
But then this was the reason why you divorced in the first place,
It
right?
is.
Because he is hell bent on working at the warehouse, right? Warehouse is tedious work with very little reward, right? It
Yes.
is tedious work with very little reward. It can come back to hurt you in the long run. Your back, you might have like back pain in the long run and stuff like that because it is very tedious work. Now, if you take this man back, is he gonna get a new job? Is he gonna have more income? Or are you guys gonna go back to square one? Like, are you gonna go back to what caused the divorce in the first place?
No, I feel where she's already having that self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
She feels she owes him, and at this point she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say when she mentioned that he won the lottery that brought him here,
Yeah.
that doesn't really give him the right to be the CEO of your life. Because, like she said,
Mm-hmm.
she's giving him several chances, right?
Yeah, that's the part that pushed me. Like she even
Yeah, it's not
she
like
has multiple businesses
like
and
why
she
you working in
wanted
the
him to run.
warehouse when
When
you can
your
work
wife,
for your wife.
yeah, you can.
You see the ego we're
Or
talking
maybe
about?
maybe he just doesn't want to be like I'm working for my wife, that, and he
Yes.
probably make more.
No, seven business. Do you know what it means to run business in the US to register them?
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, this is an
They're not in an
African man. This is an
alignment.
African man problem right here that I see. Like,
Yes.
this is a.
I wouldn't call it an African man is not that lazy. He's
No,
very
no, no, not on the lazy part. I mean on the ego part. Like he probably doesn't want it to be like, okay, my wife got me this job, or I'm working for my wife, or like, because how else do you explain this? Like, you have a chance to make more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the job schedule will be with the business and everything, but probably work probably about the same, but you probably make more. But you chose to keep working at a warehouse several years after you've been here in the US.
This is what I want to say about marriage, because this is about marriage
Mhm.
too. When you marry someone, you have to first of all be equally yoked.
Mm-hmm.
You do. And you have to be in alignment for your plans for the future.
Yeah.
If not in alignment, like closely,
Yeah.
at least. And I will tell you, this lady, she didn't come to the US to be CEOs for in seven businesses. Like,
Mhm.
she didn't even know where it's gonna go at, right? But she came here, she invested in herself, she grew. But guess what? The other party feels
They
comfortable
are
where they
comfortable
are.
where they are.
Okay.
Mhm.
No matter how you love this person, there will be a big gap
Yeah.
in the wealth of knowledge, in the wealth of experience. And then this particular person, forget the whole thingy. Regardless of how we say that marriages here in the Western world has to be a partnership,
Yeah.
regardless, there has to be that biblical way of marriage too. Then I never took it away.
Yeah.
How can you lead when you don't even know what you're doing?
You're not providing too.
It's not even providing. When people talk of leading, there's something Pastor Kingsley said, that when men think of leading, they think of the finances, the provision of it. No. What it means that you lead everything that comes in that household, right? So, but most people, you can see she didn't have ego. Oh, I'm making more. I didn't see any of those here. She didn't say, oh, I'm making more now. No, no, no. Sometimes the wife might make more.
Yeah.
But so far that respect is there. So far that leadership is there. But how can a woman respect you when you're not even leading properly? When you're not leveling up, when she's leveling up 7 times over? I am not even once. I mean 7 businesses.
That is crazy that this is
it that someone cursed him or
So
something?
the thing is this, like, another thing is, okay, what could make this man refuse? Because there's always two sides to a story.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I'm not being an advocate for anyone right now, but I'm trying to think, like, what could it be besides the ego? Like, you never can tell. I wish we could hear from the man. I don't know. That would be a long shot. I just hope we could hear from the man. But I could think of, maybe could it be the way she's presenting these ideas to him? Could she be condescending in the way she's speaking to him?
It could be.
It probably could be because
But even if she's condescending, doesn't mean you have to still be at a warehouse job for 15 years.
trust me,
I don't know
some
if it's
men
15 years
would
or
rather die than be disrespected, or like, I don't know how to put it,
I
but like,
understand.
yeah, the way you talk to your husband sometimes could make or mar a situation, right? He
If
could be
if he
open.
was disrespected,
Hmm.
he wouldn't be asking to come back. So that take that out of this equation. He is
Yeah,
asking because no, he is asking to come back. So it is not that the same.
yeah.
If you're
Because
disrespected,
I'm just thinking out
no,
loud
no,
here.
no. She
Like,
said
what could it
he
be?
is
Like,
asking, like he's wanting to come back. So
okay,
now for me, what I would say is, um, he's still doing the same thing. There is an adage I remember. They say love without effort is basically just dead weight.
of
It
course.
is. And
Hmm.
that's why they divorced in the first place. So now, are you trying to ask the community to no, don't do that. Like
Oh
for me,
man,
that I'll be straightforward.
this,
He is still the same place. And
yeah,
if you guys get back together, I'm sure the kids are already having some certain level of stability. You're about to teach these kids what to stood for tomorrow. It doesn't take
yeah.
away you make him not be a father to them, no. But that's a battle he needs to figure out. He doesn't need you at this point. There comes a time in a man's life where he needs to figure out exactly who he is, what he wants, and what he stands for. Do you get what I'm saying? In
Especially
this,
in a country like this where you could be anything,
mhm,
like literally anything,
a way how,
right?
like,
You in the US, like you could be anything. You could work in any field, right? When I came to this country newly, somebody told me something. He said, if you go into a job and you don't see an Indian doing it,
you gotta
please try
go.
to get something else, because
Yes,
you never see the Indians doing all this,
warehouse
they are
jobs.
warehouse jobs, all these very heavy lifting jobs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like, uh man, like warehouse after how many years?
I feel
Like
like
he
she didn't have
doesn't
a
wanna.
no. You know, you're saying warehouse. I
Yeah,
don't think how her problem was warehouse. Her
I think it's
problem was his
the pay, and
no,
him being
no.
comfortable with, like,
Yes,
he just being relaxed
let me
doing
say
it.
this. Her problem is his unwillingness to evolve. That
To level up.
to level up.
Mm.
That's the unwillingness. He doesn't have the
Yeah.
will to do that. Now, because you
Mm.
are his wife,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean she has to die in silence forever. And because she took herself out of it so that he can figure himself out,
Yeah.
guess what? Now family is against her,
Mm-hmm.
church is against her. Nobody's really trying to focus on the guy and be like, hey, dude, what are you doing? You want us to go to a battle for you to beg this woman to come back, but what are
Yeah.
you doing? Are you taking
Exactly.
classes? Are you so you see how the African culture sometimes I say like, in Nigeria or even some most is all about the men. No, but you look at it now. They're focusing on her that is striving
Yeah.
and took herself out of the equation.
Yeah.
They're focusing on the guy that has been there for, or even if the church is so bothered, they should get him a better job or get him to level up, right? I
Yeah.
feel like they're focusing on the wrong thing here. This is a man that is very indifferent. He's okay where he
Where he
is.
is,
And
and
you have a woman
that
that
is
is
a
very
problem.
ambitious.
Yeah, that
You
is a
know, do
problem.
you know I saw something where a guy just posted that if he ends up with you, that you better be leveling up. I don't know if you saw that because it doesn't end with love. He wants you leveling up where people
Yeah.
say it feels like a tax at that point. Which I understand where the guy is. I feel like this is what he's saying. I can't be leveling up. You can't meet me when maybe I have a job that is paying 50K and you want to earn 50K in the next 2 years. We want to be leveling up
Of course, you
together.
want to be upgrading because life is moving so
Life is
fast
moving.
now.
You want to be
Bills are
adding
getting
new
higher and
skills.
higher. Yeah.
It's not even about bills, but you want to intellectually grow. You want to
Yeah.
be able to engage your partner in things about politics and things about science and things about AI. You don't have to be an expert in it, but try to really level
Level
up.
up. Yeah. Level up.
So
Oh.
in this sense, it's finances. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It might not even, let me be real with you, it might not even be finances for this lady. Like she
Mhm.
just wants to see that willingness that okay, I can really evolve. I can leave this and do something else. I can show you that I can be something outside
Exactly.
of this
And man, she is doing really well for herself.
for herself.
For how many years
Three
being here
kids
now? She
too.
has how many businesses? Man, she's a go
Ooh,
getter,
no,
man.
no, no.
I just hope the man. I mean, I don't pray for any marriage to break up.
Hmm.
I just pray they find a way to have some sort of
But what do
agreement.
you do when love stop growing?
But then, the man. I think it's all on the man right now, right? He has to level up. He has to try to get some skills, right? He might not be that educationally up there,
Fluent or
probably,
yeah.
but there are skills you can learn. You could learn plumbing, carpentry,
It doesn't
electrician,
even matter.
if, or even get a CDL.
No,
Right? He
not,
could
not
drive
not not
trucks,
not even that. You see your wife is a business person. Why
Mhm.
can't you help build a business of
Or
hers?
run one of the businesses. Like you
Exactly.
could run one of the businesses. I don't see a shame in that.
In that, or even if even if your wife is someone that is pushing you to start a business, fine, devise something, come up with a business plan.
Hmm.
Okay, let's give. I've seen a lot. There's a couple I just saw the other day. They started a a tour business. Where they have
Yep.
cars,
They have cars
use
to
cars,
rent out.
fix it,
Hmm.
and but you need to. That's what I'm saying. Is the unwillingness. He's not
Yeah,
thinking outside the box. He's okay
exactly.
with the bare minimum. That's
Man,
scary though.
that's not gonna
That's
fly.
scary.
That's
But
not
let's
gonna
be
fly
real
in a
though.
country like this.
Can we just take away from this
Hmm.
woman's plight? Do you know how scary it is to marry someone, not in the financial aspect, that
Hmm.
is not willing to grow in an aspect of their life or way of thinking?
Exactly.
It's not
It's.
just finances. There are people
Hmm.
that have different mindsets. Maybe from Nigeria, you had this mindset, this is how things go. You come here, you still stuck on that mindset, knowing that it's
Yeah.
not working, knowing that it's bringing problems, you still stuck on that
Yeah.
mindset.
Exactly.
Is the willingness to
Yeah.
grow. Nobody wants to marry a perfect person. I said that nobody is
Then
perfect.
you end up being one of those uncles that live here 40 years without visiting home because
Nothing to show for
you
it.
have nothing to show really. Oh man. So
No.
hey
Mm-mm.
guys, this comes back to you. Like, do you think this lady is doing the right thing? If you were in her shoes, what would you do? Would you take him back? Uh, I mean, I want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Leave your comments and keep sending in your stories. Please, we want you to like this video, share this video, subscribe to this video, and we'll keep getting you more and more. Thank you for all your support so far.
Oh
I know Adora
yes.
has something to say to you guys.
Yes. So before we go, I really want everybody to take something out of this. Make sure you marry someone that is equally yoked to you, same as you. Make sure you have someone that meets you there intellectually.
Hmm.
Everybody will say, "Oh, I'm sapiosexual." Do they even know what it means? Make sure you're with someone that really meets you up there, someone
Yeah,
you can hold a conversation with,
of
right?
course.
So it is very important outside the butterflies in your stomach when you're about to thinking, okay, I want to marry this person, or maybe they
Hmm.
have big backside. Is this someone you want to hold on to in the next 10 years and be like, okay, this is my person? Because you can see how it's playing out here. Is this someone that you want your kids to look up to and be like, okay, because ambition
Of
matters.
course.
Your kids watch how this thing play out, your unborn kids. So you should have a foresight on where you want to be before you really say I do, before you walk on that altar, before you get on that knees to say, will you marry me? You have to make sure that this person really, checks off those boxes for you. Okay. But thank you guys for even dancing the tune with us on this episode, and we really want to hear your thoughts. Okay, so please send in your stories at diasporatale.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook like he said, but we really want to hear on this comment section right here. Please comment, what would you
What would
do?
you do
Would
if you
you
were in
take
her
him back?
shoes?
Would you take him back? Would there be conditions before you consider it, or would you just keep him moving,
You
like you
want to
don't
hear
go
my
back?
opinion?
Yes.
I would set conditions, and he has to meet those conditions before I take him back. Right? But I will set conditions. He has to first of
Are
all
you of
leave
the
that
opinion
job.
of going back to exes?
I'm of the opinion of not raising kids in a broken home.
Okay.
You know, not raising kids in a broken home, because I've seen, like, this society. You've seen what it does to a lot of kids, right?
Okay.
Kids that grow in a broken home, it shows one way or the other,
That's true.
right? So you want to do the best for your kids, and there's benefits to having a father figure in the house, right?
Yes.
So you want to make sure you give the kids the best that you can give them. But hey, I'm not saying you should, take whatever you get, but like, hey, that's why I say set conditions, right? Say you
Okay.
gotta do this, and this before I can
So
consider
he
it.
can he can fake to do that to get back in your good graces and
Yeah,
get
this is
stuck there for
America.
another
You
10
can get
years.
divorced as many times as you want.
Oh, I don't. Nobody wants to go through
If
that.
you
No.
if you if you set those conditions and he pretends to do them, and you take him back and you see he's still where
No.
he's
Do
at,
you know what my
then
advice to this
uh
sender is? It's still your decision at the end of the day.
of course.
But if it's up to me, I would
Hmm.
not, and I will tell you the reason why. The effort he's putting to get you back should have been put to level up where you'll be the one considering to go back, not him coming for that.
Exactly.
So that says it all.
That makes sense.
Yes, exactly. But honestly, thank you guys for tuning in with us. We want to really hear your comments, your your opinions about this, or if you have an advice for this lady and why, not just dropping some.
Yeah.
Tell us your thought of reasoning to that, okay?
Hmm.
But we can really wait to see you guys in the
Oh.
next week or so.
Yeah.
Yes, but thank you guys for dancing the tune with us on this episode of Diaspora Tales, and see you guys later.
Ciao.
Ciao.